भागवत महापुराण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नारायण नमस्कृतं देवी सरस्वती भागवतरूपमा भगवते और chapter and verse number 9. प्राणस्य सुदयन् मार्गम् पूरकुम्भाकरे तपये प्रतिकूलेन वाचितम् यथा स्थिरम् अचलं चञ्चलम् प्राणस्य सुदयन् मार्गम् पूरकुम्भकरे तपये प्रतिकूलेन वाचितम् स्थिरम् अचलम् प्राणस्य सूरयन् मार्गम् पूरकुम्भकरे तपये प्रतिकूलेन वाचितम् यथा स्थिरम् अचञ्चलम्। Now, Avasya Surayan Margam Purat Kare Takai Avasya Surayan Margam Purat Kumbhakare Takai Patikulena Vachitam Yatha Asam Adasya Sodayan Margam Pura Kumbhakare Takai Patikulena Vachitam Yatha Asantalam Pranasya of vital ear. So the eighth one should clear. Margam for passage. Pura Kumbhaka Ekakai by inhaling, retaining, and exhaling. Pratikulena by reserving. Va are system mind. Yatha so that Viram Pudi Atantalam free from disturbances. Translation and purpose by Hidram the yogi should clear the passage of vital ear by breathing in the following manner. First, he should inhale very deeply, then hold the breath in and finally exhale. Or reversing the process. The yogi can first exhale, then hold the breath outside and finally this is done so that the mind may become steady and free from external disturbance. These breathing exercises are performed to control the mind and fix it on the supreme kind of God. Sabai Mana Krishna Padara Vindai. Devotee Ambarish Maharaj fixed his mind on the lotus feet of 24 hours. The process of Krishna consciousness is to chant Hare Krishna and to hear the sound attentively so that the mind is fixed upon the transcendental vibration of Krishna's name, which is non-different from Krishna's personality. The real purpose of controlling the mind by the prescribed method of clearing the passage of the life here is immediately if one fixes his mind directly on the lotus feet of the Hatha Yoga system or breathing system is especially recommended for those who, who are very observed in the concept of bodily system. But one who can perform this simple process of chanting Hare Krishna in my mood. Three different activities are recommended for clearing the passage of the breath. Puraka, Kumbhaka, Reta. Inhaling the breath is called Puraka. Sustaining Each breathing is called kumbhaka. And finally, exhaling, it is called vesa. These recommended process, processes can also be performed in the reverse order. After exhaling, one can keep the air outside for some time and then the nerves through which inhalation and exhalations are technically called Ida and Pingala. The ultimate purpose of clearing the Ida and Pingala passage is to divert the mind from material enjoyment. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita, one's mind is his and one's mind is also his brain. With the position various rise according to the different feelings of the living entity. If we divert our mind to thoughts of material enjoyment, then our mind becomes an and if we concentrate our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, then our mind is a friend. By the yoga system of Puraka, Kumbhaka, and Vaisaka, by directly fixing the mind on the sound vibration of Krishna or on the form of Krishna, the same purpose is achieved. Bhagavad Gita 8:8 said that one must practice the breathing exercise. Abhyasa Yoga Yukta. By virtue of these processes of control, mind cannot wander to external thoughts. Etasa ananyana. Thus one can fix his mind constantly and can attain that. Practicing the yoga system of exercise and with control is very difficult for a person in this way. And therefore, the Chaitanya recommended Kirtana Sadahari. One should always chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord. Because Krishna is the most suitable name of the Supreme Lord. The name Krishna and the Supreme Person Krishna are non-different. Therefore, if one concentrates his mind on hearing and chanting Krishna, the same result. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Yoga process after shooting the very nice fish, two pieces of fish after, then they have the control. First they are sitting there and they have to control their senses. You can see like chakras, six chakras. Now they are thinking of the vital air, pranavayu, pranayama, pranayama parasya. So first we have to and this sustaining sometimes. Just we are holding the ear inside 2 minutes if possible. Otherwise, 40 seconds to 1 minute. Last time probably and just start our yoga. We are not practicing that. like Samsung Pro thought or exactly. And holding some time and then again exhale. Inhale or exhale. And then softening some time. Doing that and mind will control the system. For this age of Kali, we practicing this and going to this Sanchalam Manam is in Achalam. Chittam. Chittam. They're saying Bandhuratma, Ripuratma. The Bandhuratma is friend, friend Atma and enemy Atma. The soul also says like that. I mean mind. We are talking about Atma means mind. Mind also says like that. We can easily understand. Same key, we can lock the door and strike same key, we can open the door. Yes? Same mind we can use for the Lord Seva for liberation, and same mind we can use for the sense enjoyment. And that's why mind is like key. We can lock our life for the material bondage, and we can open the door for the spiritual life. That's the key. Mind is the key. That's why Bandhuratma, Vipuratma. So, and Prabhupada just concluding this topic on the, practicing the yoga system of exercise and present control is very difficult for a person in this age. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya recommended दिए ठाकुर बनी ठाकुर सदा हरि बोला जाता. And what will happen after controlling the mind and through this process we are doing not that one, and another process is chanting the holy name of the Lord and hearing that. Hearing. And while we are chanting and are thinking something and doing something with chanting, that's the aspect for our pure chanting. Chanting means God, but it's mind is not a fixed mind, that in mind is travel. So if we sit one place and chanting, people are not doing anything and not thinking, just hearing the name very carefully, chanting and hearing. Many of the people do chant and hear. You know, people chanting very loudly, and some of them is not chanting by mouth, by mind. Like that. So if we are talking about here, I have to chant and hear the holy name. That's in Hare Krishna. One should chant and hear chant. Hear means sound should become outside, and then you can hear. If sound is not come outside, how can we hear? So, and if we are chanting, should be sound is there. According to this purpose. Sida and Pingala. Very good. Okay. Sida and Pingala. That is the nerve through which inhalation and exhalations are conducted are technically called Sida and Pingala. The ultimate purpose of clearing the Sida and Pingala passage is to divert the mind from material things. Buddha and Pingala, they help for divert our mind from material sense and towards the combination of internet towards the Lord. If one concentrates the mind to hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, the same result is hearing and chanting. And that process we can achieve by simply saying by Hare Krishna Mahamudra. We don't have to go all this process. But simply by chanting, all process will be performed. That's fine. Now, this is one more word. And Bandhuratma, Ripuratma. If we are not controlling, then Mano Atirat Sadhu Jarajan Mano Atirat Sadhu Jarajan. Ita Swasthya Yoga. Swasthya Yoga. Bayo Agnidam Yatha Loham Matam Sedati Vai. The yogi who practice such within it is solely free from all material or all mental disturbances. Thus as gold, when put into fire and fan into air, handed with the air, becomes free from all impurities. Purpose. The process of purifying the mind is also recommended by Lord Chaitanya. He says that one should chant Hare Krishna. He says further, Param Vidayate, all glory to Sri Krishna Sankirtan. All glories are given to Sri Krishna, the holy name Krishna, because as soon as one begins this process of chanting, the mind becomes purified before the Paramatma. By chanting the name of Krishna, one is sensitive of the God that accumulates the mind. One can purify the mind by the breathing process or by the chanting process. Thus, as one can purify gold by putting it in a fire and fanning it with just using gold. Put it in the fire, what will happen? Somebody knows that one. If you have a fan, putting in the fire and fanning the fire by bellow, and then what will happen? The gold becomes more pure and some impurities comes out. Same thing, if we practice yoga session, pranayama session, then we become pure. Same thing by chanting, also chanting the hearing and hearing the glories of the Lord. And it is also process for the cleansing the heart. Cheto dharma madhana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving this process for us. Very easy process. You don't have to speak like this. Then breathing system controlling the mind and just feeling the chakras, six chakras there. Yesterday, there is six. circle. The chakra is circle. The third chakra is in the belly, second heart, and third is lungs. If it is in between the eyebrows and sixth is the yeah, Taugamatin. So Param Vede Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hetu Darpanamarganam Bhavamaha Bhavani Eya Teirava Chandrika Viparanam Siddhadadu Anandam Viman Atma Sapanam Param Vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Krishna Sankirtan process for the minds in the mind. Yeto Darpan. Chittaruti Darpan. Mirror of your heart. It means in only by only heart. So it's a time immemorial body to karma and lots of karma, sensitive karma, that means the same. Many years, and we have to think very strongly, to down within the heart and very deep. That's why we need to chant more and hear more, and this is the association with the greatest devotees more and more, and then we can pure very um, like the devotee heart is the Prabhupada, when we can see the Lord. Right. And then the Prabhupada says, as soon as immediately you are chant, as soon as you are chanting, immediately you can see the Lord. You can release the Lord. You can realize the Lord. As soon as you will start to chant. That is when we are starting chant, God will chant. And Lord chanting in our mouth also. When we are chanting. There is another thing also like we are out of the big fire and due to some fragment of the fire goes far away and it becomes like the coal. But after putting in the fire again, it became a fire. Same thing, pure heart. But somehow or others we are in the material world, that's a contamination uh, came within the heart. That in mind desire to sense in the how do you take and his mind became contaminated. So it's a simple process and popularly we are giving this process and Prabhupada just clarifying the process this for one more verse. Pranayama Tahir Kusa Haranam Pitta Purusam Pratyahareణ Samsar Swaram Guna. But practicing the process of the pranayama, one eradicates the contamination of heat, psychological, psychological, psychological condition, and by concentrating the mind can become free from all sinful activities. By restraining, one can free himself from material association. And by meditating on the supreme personality of Godhead, one can become free from the three modes of according to Ayurvedic medical science. The three items kapha, pitta, and vayu, leg, bile, and ear, maintain the physical body, the physiological, physiological condition of the body. Modern medical science does not physiology, analysis and value. But the ancient Ayurvedic process of treatment is based upon these items. Ayurvedic treatment concerns itself with the cause of these three elements, which are mentioned in many places in the Bhagavatam. With the basic conditions of the body, here it is recommended that by practicing the breathing process of pranayama, one can be released from contamination created by the principal psychological elements. By concentrating mind, one can become free from sinful activities, and by withdrawing the senses, one can free himself from material associates. Ultimately, one has to meditate on the supreme Sangha project to be elevated to the transcendental position where he is no longer affected by the emotion. It is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that one who engages himself in alloyed devotional service at once becomes transcendental to the three modes of material nature and immediately realizes his identification with his Brahman. Sadhanam samadvipeta Brahma bhuyata bhuyaya kalpa. For every item in the yoga system, there is a parallel activity in Bhakti Yoga. But the practice of Bhakti Yoga is easier for this age. What was introduced by Lord Chaitanya is not a new interpretation. Bhakti Yoga is a physical process that begins with chanting and hearing. Bhakti Yoga and other yogas have their ultimate goal, the same personality of Godhead, but one is practical and the others are physical. One has to purify his psychological condition by concentration and by restraint of his senses. Then he can fix his mind upon the supreme side of God. That is called samadhi. His body made with top Gita and faith, bile, and but nowadays scientists refuse that one. They still Ayurveda to treatment like the cup of the these are all things the pranayama to needed. But here, Prabhupada, again, same thing is repeating over here. Is, practicing this yoga and bhakti yoga is parallel. parallel. And sagunan samaketa insan brahma bhuyaya kalpati. That is Lord saying, Traigunya Visaya Veda, Nistraigunyo Bhavatma. Veda are talking about the three modes of nature very vividly, but when he practicing the devotional bhakti yoga, and then he found it three more of so again this we again talk previously talking about how one can overcome what one can conquer the power of nature and same thing again is repetitively coming same. All of this process for pranayama and yoga for what? All yoga system for what? सभी योगा ये जो योग करने को बोला है ना ये किसके लिए करना है सब योगा क्यों करना है सब मेन कारण क्या है हम लोग भी चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं क्यों कर मन ये सब मन का बस में रहे सफा करने के लिए साफ करने के लिए इसलिए अभी अभी पढ़ा ना हमने चेतो दर्पण मार्गमन भी पढ़ा इसमें लिखा है वो सब ये प्राणायाम जो भी योगा करते हैं ये सारा चीज किसके लिए है मन कंट्रोल करने के लिए और मन को सफाई करने के लिए वही बोल रहा हूँ ना मतलब मन की सफाई करना मन की कंट्रोल करना ये प्राणायाम तो बहुत बार बोल रहे हैं कि पैरालल जा रहा है ये योगा सिस्टम और भक्ति योगा सिस्टम जो हो जाते हैं पैरालल मतलब जो भक्ति योगी हैं उन लोग क्या करेंगे भक्ति में अपना मन लगाएंगे भगवान की विषय में सुनेंगे और भगवान के नाम का कीर्तन करेंगे और सेवा में लगेंगे तो उनका मन क्या हो जाता है सदा भगवान की ऋषिकेश भगवान जो का मास्टर है उनके पास उनकी सेवा करने से शुद्ध हो जाता है लेकिन योगी प्रेम या चैतन्य या कपिल देव जो बता रहे हैं वो कली ये उतना प्रभावकारी नहीं है करके यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं इसलिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु आके उन्होंने जो शिका पंथा दिया है वो सबसे आसान तरीका है वो भी असंभव नहीं है उसे भी भगवान प्राप्त होते हैं तो मुश्किल हो जाते हैं लेकिन ये कलयुग के लिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने जो दिया है वो सबसे आसान तरीका मन की सफाई रखने का मन का अब गंदा मन क्या करता है इंद्रिय भोग के लिए कामना करता ही रहता है इंद्रिय भोग के लिए आगे बढ़ना चाहता है लेकिन जो सफा माइंड जिसका चित्त शुद्ध चित्त है तो शुद्ध चित्त में क्या हो जाता है कराह उदय उसमें कृष्ण प्रेम उदय होता है श्रवण आदि शुद्ध चित्त कराह उदय नित्य सिद्ध कृष्ण प्रेम साधु का गुण है तो सभी के हृदय में जो भी हो जो भक्त बने हैं न बने हैं सबके हृदय में कृष्ण प्रेम तो है वहाँ पे क्योंकि उनका स्वरूप चित्र वो भगवान की अंश होने के कारण वो गुण उसमें है प्रेम करने का आनंद लेने का सारा चीज तो नित्य सिद्ध कृष्ण प्रेम कृष्ण का प्रेम तो वहाँ है नित्य सिद्ध है इस बाद में आया नहीं पाया करना बाद में पालन करना नहीं पड़ता है वो नित्य सिद्ध रूप में वही है तो कैसे उसको उदय होता है वहाँ पे कैसे हम देख सकते हैं मतलब जैसे सूर्य तो है सूर्य तक हमको रुकना पड़ता है ना देखने के लिए ऐसे शुद्ध चित्त में है वो तो कराहा उदय शुद्ध चित्त का शुद्ध चित्त श्रवण करना पड़ेगा तब चित्त शुद्धि हो जाएगा तो पहले प्रोसेस भक्ति योग का क्या है सुनना और उसके बाद में ध्यान दो प्रकार की सुनना तो ऐसे करने से मन साफ रहता है मन सफाई करने का तरीका है जो ये चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने भी नहीं बोला और यहाँ तो सब प्राणायाम एक इतना सारा चीज बोला है और 3 मिनट से ये आच्छादित होते हैं तो मन भी ऐसे रहता है मन का देखता चंद्रमा और चंद्रमा की पूजा करने से मन कंट्रोल होते हैं ये पहले पहले पढ़ा ना पहले लेकिन भगवान गीता में बोलते हैं कि मन चाहती इंद्रिया सभी इंद्रियों में हमारे जो शरीर में जितने भी इंद्रिय हैं उसमें भगवान बोलते हैं मैं मन तो वही मन, इसलिए भगवान क्या बोलते हैं, मैयार की तो मन वो बुद्धि, इसलिए तुम क्या करो, तुम्हारा मन जो है मेरे को चढ़ा दो, तब तुम्हारा मन क्या होगा, कंट्रोल होगा। तो ये तरीका, ये प्रोसेस होता है। तो ये भी माइंड कंट्रोल, ये अभी जो भी चीज किया है माइंड कंट्रोल प्रोसेस है, मन की बस में रखने का तरीका है। मन में जब सफा साफ माइंड होगा, मन सफा होगा, तब कंट्रोल बस में रहेगा। तो नहीं तो ये मन जो है चंचल मन अचंचल हो जाता है। अचंचल बनाना है हमारा, लेकिन मन तो चंचल होता है। तो इसलिए ये सब प्रोसेस जो भी दिया गया है, केवल मन को शांत करने के लिए, उसको बस में रखने के लिए ही किया। तो कलियुग में तो प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं, सेकंड महाप्रभु में जो दिया प्रोसेस है वही करो जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं। चलिए, श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की